Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here today to the Ford Ecoboost 200 NASCAR Heat 5 action here tonight with the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series at Homestead, Miami Speedway. Another race for the Truck Series tonight. We were originally going to do the Xfinity Series at Atlanta. I am postponing that until tomorrow. I was going to use the steering wheel, and I left my sandals at work. This is not the first time. Hopefully, it'll be the last. So that's what I used to race with the pedals, because my shoes, given my setup here, just don't work properly with it. My feet are really big compared to the pedals that I have. And so regardless of the fact that's a little weird, we're not going to get into that discussion right now. But regardless of the fact, we are using the controller tonight, and that is why we're running the Truck Series at Homestead. So tomorrow night will be the Atlanta Xfinity Series race. But here tonight, starting from the back, no practice, no qualifying. We're about to jump right on into this. Matt Crafton, obviously, is who we're using for this season. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. Kind of later on a Wednesday, sorry for that. Angelo Ruck going to be starting at the back of the pack here. Tyler Ankrum and Ross Chastain going to be really fast for today's race. Garrett Master 2000, Jeffrey Dunn, welcome to the stream. You were at Talladega. Nice. It was definitely a fun time, that is for sure. It was well worth the trip, and it made me want to go back next year, so. Green flag in the air. 30 laps in the opening stage of the race. It is time to go for all these Truck Series drivers here in this one. Saw some aggressive racing in that Cup race last night at Atlanta. We'll have to see how this one will go today. Just 200 miles, 134 laps in total. Crafton trying to work his way through the field early. Big jump down to the inside, 3 wide underneath Rafael Assard. Tate Fogelman got a little tight into turn 1, contact with Jason White, who then had to get out of the gas. Josh Reaume a little loose right in front of Crafton. Crafton shoves up the racetrack. Assard almost got back underneath him, but not quite. Crafton's got a big run into turn 3. On the brakes down to the inside of the racetrack. Trying to race clean, but he's trying to race hard and get through the field as quick as he can if he wants a shot to win the opening stage and grab another playoff point.
Careful, still there.
Black Ace, welcome to the stream.
Still there.
Crafton had a little company from behind from Riley Hurts. He didn't quite get to his back bumper. He got really close, though, and Crafton's already up to 18th. First trip to Homestead, Miami Speedway. The only trip here. Of course, this is no longer the championship race as of 2020. So this is the only trip here for both the Xfinity Truck and Cup Series for our final season for NASCAR Heat 5.
Careful, still there.
Yeah, it was definitely tough that Matt DiBenedetto didn't get the win. I was rooting for him late. Once Blaney was out of the race and DiBenedetto was up there late, I was so pulling for him. Especially with him being a Penske affiliated driver too, so obviously he raced for Wood Brothers, but it's a Penske affiliated car, so gives me something to root for. I was actually at Chicagoland when Alex Bowman won his first career race last season, so that would have been 2 years in a row I would have saw somebody get their first career wins. 4 wide up ahead. How are they going to make it off of turn 2? It is tight. Oh my goodness, they barely made it off the exit of the corner. They were 4 wide off the exit of turn 2. They're still 3 by 3. And they might be 4 wide again here before long. The truck on the outside's just able to stay in front of them still off of turn 4 though.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, Garrett, I did see a comment down below about I believe it was that video. It was either the post-race analysis video I did, or it was the race day highlight video I did from being at the racetrack. But I did see a comment of yours that you said that you were going to be in DiBenedetto's pit box next year or something like that. I believe it was next year. That's pretty cool. Of course, he's going back to the Wood Brothers next season, so he's got 1 more year. Well deserved, I would say. He made the playoffs this year. But he has to win a race or two next year. If he does not win next year, he will not be back in the 21 car. He has to win a race next year. Caution's out for the first time today already on just lap number 7. Lucas, NASCAR for Life 18, welcome to the stream. Yep, Haley Deegan will be running the Truck Series at Kansas next week, making her debut. Definitely a lot of NASCAR news in the last couple days once again. Much like the last really 2 or 3 weeks have just been action-packed with NASCAR news, so great to be a fan. As we're in the midst of the playoffs as well. So this is the first caution of the race. So bunch the field back together. Stuart Friesen was in the lead at the timing of the caution. Again, lap 7 was the first caution. Data Sports, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm pumped to see what she'll do too. For sure. She was making her ARCA debut in Toledo, and I live really close to Toledo, but I was not able to make it there last year. Granted, she ended up crashing out, so I guess it didn't mean much. But I kind of wanted to see something of history to be like, oh, I saw her ARCA debut one day. You know, I thought that would have just been a cool story to see if she does turn out to be something someday. Or, you know, she is a flop, you know, 5-10 years down the road. And I wasted my money that day in Toledo, Ohio, but regardless of the fact, I didn't go. Green flag back in the air here. Stuart Friesen leads the field to the green. Got a good restart. Speaking of good restarts, Matt Crafton restarted on the outside. Got down to the inside very quickly. He's making his way through the field again. Going to get a push from behind here from Jordan Anderson in the 3 truck. Anderson just shoved Crafton down the front straightaway, and Crafton had a big run. Currently sitting in the 10th position still. Trying to keep that race truck as steady as he can. Now underneath his teammate, Ben Rhodes into turn 3. Austin Hill, that red, white, and blue paint scheme. Very nice looking colors on that 16 truck. And Anderson with another push on Crafton. Off of turn 4 this time. That will get him to the inside of Ankrum pretty easily. And a big run now looking to the inside of Zane Smith in the 21 truck as well. So Anderson really working well together with Crafton. Got to be careful bump drafting though, no matter what series you are on this racetrack. Especially on the exit of the corners, that can really get the truck up ahead. Very loose. Christian Eckes trying to pull the block on Austin Hill, but Hill was able to stay down there just enough. Crafton working for 6th on his teammate Enfinger. Eckes now going to be the driver to hold up Crafton. Crafton's easing through the brakes here on both ends of the racetrack right now, trying not to run over these guys ahead of him. Taking his time, although we're almost halfway through the opening stage already, so if you want that playoff point and to win the stage, you definitely got to get going. Crafton is going to clear Eckes now for 5th place on the racetrack. Big time slide job up off of turn 4. John Hunter Nemechek in the 8 truck will get to the inside of Eckes now for 6th. We'll see how good of a run he gets into turn 1. Maybe looking to pass Matt Crafton as well. But Crafton not on the brakes that time. Maybe getting back to the gas a lot quicker. But Nemechek stays right behind him. He's keeping pace with him right now. Meanwhile, Ross Chastain going for the lead off of turn 4. Nemechek to the inside of Crafton. This is a battle for 5th back here. Crafton holds on at the line barely, but I would have to imagine Nemechek's going to get around him here before long, and he's trying to clear him off of turn 2. He should be able to. And he does. But Crafton will try to cross him over into turn 3. Crafton to the inside now. Trying to get the run, and the caution's out again. So caution is out once more. Chastain took the lead right before the caution flew. And no pit stops here as well. And the reason why we are not pitting is because of the tires. Again, only 4 fresh sets of tires the entire race in the Truck Series. So caution's out for the 2nd time at lap 18 already. So 2 quick yellows in this one. It's a pretty good top 5 drivers. All good guys for sure. So here we go. Crafton restarts on the outside in 6th. He restarted on the outside in 16th last time and actually got to the bottom quickly. Green flag back in the air and Crafton to the inside quickly again. 3 wide. Already going for it. Now to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going for the lead. What a restart by Matt Crafton from the outside in 6th to the lead off of turn 2. He just slungshot his way right through the field as he's going to try to lead his first lap of the race now. And he's got the clean air nonetheless. Side by side for second between Johnny Sauter, Ross Chastain. Crafton hangs on. Sauter gets loose off of turn 4. Chastain pulls by him down the front straightaway. They're 3 wide now for third into turn 1. 10 laps to go, stage 1. This could be intense. Crafton just trying to hit his marks. We don't know how fast of a truck he's got exactly. He was 6th at the time of the yellow. He was running as high as 5th before the caution, but he's trying to hold on to the lead right now. This could be tough to do, and as he washes up the track, Ross Chastain down to the bottom. Followed by Johnny Sauter. Chastain beat him back to the gas there, and Crafton just got into the back of Sauter. Sauter gets loose on the corner exit because of the contact. Nemechek trying to help out Crafton now. Crafton to the inside of his teammate Sauter for second place once again. Chastain leads with just a couple laps to go in the stage. Well, a little more than a couple. We got less than 10. Crafton's desperately trying to side draft that 13 truck. He doesn't want him to get away. We'll see. We might get another caution before the end of the stage. We've had 2 of them already in this race. Crafton seems a little loose on entry, but a little tight. I'm sorry, a little loose on exit, but a little tight on entry. Likely going to see adjustments out of the 88 team under this first stop. He's starting to move backwards now after leading the first lap that he's led all night. Now how about Jordan Anderson running top 10 right now? Great run for him so far. Crafton trying to get back to the inside of Austin Hill. Crafton really drove it in there deep, and he's going to take over the 4th position. Anderson with a big run is going to get by Austin Hill, and he gets right to the back bumper of Crafton. Anderson had a gigantic run in the center of the corner. It's almost like he didn't lift how big of a run he had. Ross Chastain leads, followed by Sauter, Nemechek, John Hunter Nemechek that is, then Crafton and Anderson your top 5. Austin Hill back in there again. Crafton's trying to push that race truck. Trying desperately to maybe even just catch up to Nemechek, get up to 3rd, get all the points he can get here. He's got a couple wins on the season already, so he's locked into the playoffs, but trying to win the regular season championship, of course, so that's why he is still fighting for the stage points. Anderson right back up to 5th place again. Can he clear Austin Hill there? Not quite, but as they're side by side, that allows Crafton to hang on. I just don't think Crafton's got the straightaway speed in the race truck either. And he leaves the bottom open for Anderson, who had another big run getting into turn 3, but he couldn't clear him. Friesen, who led the first few laps of the race, is starting to fight back. Crafton trying to side draft Anderson on the outside there. Into turns 1 and 2, he drove it off deep on the outside again. Trying to get the run on corner exit. Anderson again can't clear him. Crafton will side draft down the back straightaway. Just 3.5 laps to go in stage number 1 here at Homestead. Chastain leads. Sauter still closing him in, reeling him in. 3 wide now, back in the pack for 5th. Austin Hill with a move up the middle between Crafton and Friesen. This is going to get tight into turn 1. Crafton lets them both go. He let him go so he could beat him back to the gas and maybe get a run into turn 3. That's the only reason he let him go, but that might not have been a wise idea. I don't know if he's going to get there. He's going to send it into turn 3 down to the bottom of the track. Anderson moves up the racetrack now. And they make it through the corner, but they are battling hard for every stage point they can get. 2 to go, stage 1 now. Great battle from 4th all the way through 7th. Oh, Crafton drove it in there deep. And Austin Hill got a big side draft on his right rear corner panel on top of it. And Crafton's got a duck in line behind him. Friesen can't quite clear Anderson yet for 4th. Hill drops to the inside. He'll get underneath Anderson for position. And he can't quite clear him either. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go, stage 1. Crafton with a big run. Gonna get by Anderson. Anderson's dropping spots late in the stage. Friesen's starting to reel in Nemechek, but I think he's gonna run out of time to get around him 3rd. Ross Chastain, a couple car lengths, truck lengths rather, ahead of Johnny Sauter still. And the positions won't change off of turn 4 at all through the top 5 at least. Green, white, checkered flag in the air. Ross Chastain will win stage 1 at Homestead Miami Speedway. Great start to the night for him. Sauter 2nd, then Nemechek, Friesen, Hill, your top 5. Crafton, Anderson, Smith, Eckes, and Creed will all receive stage points in the opening stage of the race. First set of pit stops tonight, half around a wedge being taken out of the 88 truck. The only adjustment here for the first pit stop of the race today. Anthony Hanley, welcome to the stream. Long time no see indeed, but welcome back. And again, congrats on your championship. I think that's the last time I've seen you in the chat, but I'm pretty sure I was able to say that to you if I do remember correctly. Spencer Boyd, a little pit strategy. He must have pitted under that last caution in stage 1. He stays out to start stage 2. Green flag back in the air. Crafton got to the lead from 6th the first time. We'll see if he can do it again. Got a slow truck though on the inside up there of Spencer Boyd. He couldn't pull down in front of Crafton, and Crafton does it again from 6th to 1st on the restart. And his teammate Johnny Sauter is going to follow him up to 2nd place now. And how quickly Spencer Boyd's going to get hung out to dry on those old tires. But the wedge adjustment by Crafton, trying to make the race truck a little bit quicker. We'll see if that's going to work out for him. As Crafton will lead the first lap of stage 2. Austin Hill, Johnny Sauter side by side for 2nd. Your stage winner in stage 1. Ross Chastain sitting back there in 3rd. Big run by Austin Hill to the inside of Crafton. Help from behind from Johnny Sauter. Hill gets loose into turn 3 as well. Ooh, my thumb slipped right off of the analog stick. I thought I was going straight in the wall. Oh, there's still in the wall. And look at Anderson with the move up the middle. Crafton got tight into turn 3 really badly, and that allowed the 13 of Sauter to get into the back of him. Smith is going to wash the 88 truck up the track now. Wild start to stage 2. And they're 3 wide for the lead, so it's only going to get even more wilder. Nemechek on the bottom. On the middle lane, it is Chastain. All the way at the top, I believe, was Sheldon Creed, if I'm not mistaken. After just got to that left rear corner panel of Brett Moffitt there, but he can't clear him back. Moffitt sucks him back off the right rear. Crafton about got turned there by Eckes. Fastest lap of the race, though, nonetheless by Kraft in that last lap. So, either way, the adjustments seem to be working. He just doesn't have that short run speed, that is for sure. We've had nothing but short runs today. Again, 2 cautions for incident in the opening stage, which was only 30 laps. Stage 2, also 30 laps. Obviously, that would be counting the stage break laps. Eckes, I think, was just trying to help Crafton out, but that push just sent Crafton all the way up the track, and he had to get out of the gas before he ended up in the wall. Aggressive bump drafting going on. You don't see that in the Truck Series on a 1.5 miles. Maybe in the Cup Series nowadays with the 550 horsepower package, but that's about it. Aggressive blocking going on down the back straightaway as well between Crafton pulling the block on Zane Smith. Crafton's just moving in the wrong direction tonight. All the way to the bottom. Going to create an awkward angle into turn 1 rather for Crafton and Smith on the bottom, but Crafton's still hanging on. Here comes Zane Smith with the run now. But Eckes is going to push Crafton on the top side. Crafton cuts down and he's able to clear Smith again into turn number 3. $20 to go, stage 2. Grant Enfinger all of a sudden has peaked his way back in the top 10. Crafton, even with that wedge adjustment, just not able to get the car to turn on corner entry. He's having to get out of the gas quite a bit just to get the car to turn. Even when he lets out of the gas early, it seems like. So, even getting out of the gas a little earlier, just not able to get the car to rotate right now. So, likely going to see more adjustments coming out of this 88 team under the next stop. Which likely won't be until the end of stage 2. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time tonight. In this second stage, we are definitely less than 100 laps to go already, despite only being in stage 2. Again, late start to this one here tonight. Been getting off of work later and still trying to get the 9 holes of golf in, though I will likely be within my last 2 weeks of golf, so no matter what time I get home from work, we will be streaming a lot earlier going forward. I don't see a stream starting later than 7 here after these next couple of weeks progress. So that'll be good for you guys, good for the channel over the winter months. 3 wide back there, it looks like for 9th. Enfinger got squeezed in between Gilliland and Smith, so it didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. And Johnny Sauter, that finished second back at stage 1, is 6th right now here in stage 2. So his pace has dropped off a little bit as well. Crafton's kind of sitting all alone in the 8th position right now. I mean, we saw him finish 6th in the opening stage of the race, and he was sitting right in that 4th to 7th range for the last handful of laps in the stage, and he was battling pretty easily with these guys, and you wonder if that wedge adjustment made the car a little bit slower, perhaps. Ty Gillen's now up to ninth. I think more tape could be added to the grill of the race truck as well to maybe help the straightaway speed just a little bit more by running those temperatures up a little bit higher. Tires have not been an issue at all tonight. I don't think they will going forward. Non-factor back in the opening stage of the race. Now, we did have 2 cautions in that first stage. We have not had a single caution for incident since that second caution in the opening stage, and that came out at lap 18 in the race. So we are nearing almost 50 laps already since the last caution for incident. Again, that is not including the stage break we had, and it wouldn't include the next stage break as well in 11 laps if we don't get that caution before then. Lap traffic up right around where the leaders are at right now, though. That's something that was not a factor back at stage 1 because, again, we had nothing but short runs. Slowly becoming a factor now. To go, stage 2. Things very quiet in this second stage of the race. Stage 1 was definitely action-packed for sure. Seemed like they never got separated at all. I mean, the short runs helped with that, but even after those restarts that would go roughly 10 laps or a little bit more, it just... nobody really got spaced apart. There was always a battle, but here in this stage, Crafton's been sitting in 8th place for about the last 15 laps or so. Next closest truck will be the driver behind him, right around a second back, but he's slowly pulling away from him lap after lap, not by much, and the truck's ahead of him. Moffitt's still slowly pulling away. He was about 2.3 back a handful of laps ago. Now it was about 2.9 to 3 flat ahead of him. Again, that's the interval between 7th and 8th. Moffitt being the 7th place truck, Crafton being the 8th place truck. Definitely see a new winner here tonight the way things are going. Chastain, who won stage 1, likely leading here in stage 2. We know he was off the initial restart, or actually he faded back but then got to the lead after a couple laps. Took a 3-wide move up the middle in between Nemechek and Creed to get to the lead. They're losing a few spots on the restart. Got to that point a few laps into the restart. If we get to 3 laps to go in the stage, then the caution, or I should say if a caution came out, the stage would end. If a caution comes out before that point, it could be a lot different circumstance here as far as the stage win could go. Stage points in general. But unless there's a caution, I don't see Crafton gaining or losing a spot here in the next 5 laps. And you can see it right there again, trying to get the race truck to turn all the way to that white line is just so difficult at times. Even trying to loosen the truck up with the wedge adjustment just doesn't feel like anything changed. Still loose on exit, which wouldn't have changed by loosening the truck up with that wedge adjustment, but it's not any more looser than what it was before either. Mari P, welcome to the stream. Still a couple more shots to try and repair this race truck. Or not repair the race truck, but to fix the handling of it. To repair that rear bumper damage he had gotten at the beginning of the stage after a couple different trucks got in the back of him. Christian Eckes being one of them. And I believe Jordan Anderson was another. 2 more laps to get to that point. Even the rear bumper damage hasn't even loosened the truck up enough for Crafton to get the turn he wants. So definite adjustments will be coming up out of this 88 team under the next pit stop. Zane Smith's up to 9th place now all of a sudden. Enfinger back to 10th. So we come to the white flag in stage 2. This time by Haiti, welcome to the stream. Nope, we're not a lap down here, Amari. About 11 seconds off the lead, though, unfortunately. That's as far back as we've seen Crafton so far tonight. So might move the wedge back to the way it was at the start of the race and then go with an air pressure adjustment, but he's definitely going to have to do something different here. And white checker flag in the air. Crafton will bring it home 8th and score 3 points here in stage number 2. And your stage 2 winner, Ross Chastain, once again. So Chastain will sweep both stage 1 and 2 tonight at Homestead. Nemechek second, followed by Hill, Anderson, Sauter, your top 5. Friesen, Moffitt, Crafton, Smith, and Enfinger will all get stage points in the second stage of the race. Second pit stop of the night coming up here under the caution flag. Half around the wedge being put back in the race car here for Crafton. Two pounds of air pressure in the right sides and 1 in the left sides as well. So major adjustments being made here for the 88 team under the second pit stop of the race. So still 2 tires left to go for the final stage now. We will have about 75 laps to go roughly when we go green. Green flag back in the air here in stage number 3. Crafton's been awesome on the restarts tonight, though he hasn't had the short run speed. Quickly got to the bottom of the track again there. And he's able to gain a lot of positions again. I mean, he just gets to the bottom so quickly. He times it perfect every single time. He's going for second. Hill peaks at Chastain, but here comes Crafton with the run. Matt Crafton's going for the lead now through turns 3 and 4. As he slides up the track, he's not going to get it. Oh, and here's Friesen to the bottom, then 3 wide for the lead. Crafton gets the push now from Hill. What a run by Matt Crafton after the push from Austin Hill. Crafton can't quite pull up and clear the 40 truck yet. That 40 truck of Ross Chastain is the fastest truck in the field tonight by far. He won the first 2 stages pretty easily. He's led the most laps, and he holds on to the lead despite Crafton trying to surge through this field. Zane Smith now all over the back of the 88. About turned him off of turn 4. That was his fastest lap of the race still, even with the bump draft off of turn 4. It helps, but boy, that front truck is not stable at all when that happens. Crafton's still able to hold on to third. Man, he had a big run into turn 1. It's definitely going to be interesting going forward how this might work out. We haven't seen him run this high consistently tonight through the running order, which would be third if he can't hang on to it. So it'll be interesting to see if he can or not. Again, this is the final stage of the race. Now, we do know everybody will have to make at least one more pit stop. And depending if we get any cautions in the final stage, we might have to make more. 67 to go currently. Yep, 2 wins on the season so far through the first 3 races with Crafton. And a runner-up finish at Daytona, so nothing but top 2s in the first 3 races for Crafton this season. He holds on to third, trying to hopefully keep the trend going here tonight. Still just not able to get the truck to rotate through the center of the corner, but it does feel like the speed is up and got to apply more tape to the race truck as well to help the straightaway speed out under that last pit stop. They made a lot of adjustments, so the fact that he forgot to put tape on the truck, I guess, isn't the worst thing in the world. Johnny Sauter now trying to side draft off Austin Hill. Pull him back down the front straightaway here at Homestead. Crafton left the bottom open, and here comes his teammate Sauter. Oh, Crafton almost got in the wall. What a run to the bottom, though, by Johnny Sauter. Crafton going to try to cross him over, though, back into turn 3. Crafton on the inside, Sauter on the outside. Crafton had to lift. Sauter came down to that middle lane to kind of pinch him. Crafton had to get out of the gas, and that's going to cost him another spot. Austin Hill's up to 4th. Jordan Anderson's right on his back bumper, knocking on the door for 5th. And Crafton just shot that gap into 1 and 2. He's trying to pull up and clear the 16 of Hill, but he couldn't do it. Here comes 3 truck on the bottom of Anderson, and Crafton just came down the track in time to block him. Anderson had to get out of the gas. Brett Moffitt got around him for 6. Well, at least got to the outside of him. He couldn't clear him. And how about Johnny Sauter starting to run down? Stuart Friesen for 2nd, meanwhile, as Chastain pulls away with the lead. Crafton seems a little bit more competitive this run. That is for certain. Remember, he was 11 seconds off the lead after the 27 green flag laps by the time we went green in the last stage. Truck is up in smoke, but on pit road, we stay green. Only 2 cautions per incident, both in the first 18 laps of the race in stage 1. So we have gone quite a long time. About 55 laps since the last caution per incident. Amazing how fast that 40 truck is. He already swept the stages. He's trying to sweep everything tonight by winning both stages and the race. I would not be surprised at this point. Never say never. Won the Cup Series race at Atlanta yesterday with Ryan Blaney, and we only led less than 20 laps in the 325 lap race, so it's not impossible. You nail the strategy, you nail the setup by the end of the race, good things could happen. You don't have to lead a lot of laps. For Crafton's sake tonight, I don't think he's led more than 3 or 4 laps. All on restarts, might I add. And that's been it. So if we get that late race restart, you almost have to put money on Crafton. Caution's out again. 3rd caution tonight. 60 laps to go in the race. This will bunch the field up, and Crafton will get the preferred line on the inside this time. He's had all those great starts from the outside. Imagine what he can do restarting on the inside this time. As Friesen is in 2nd, Sauter, Hill, Crafton again your top 5 with Chastain in the lead. No pit stops coming up this time. Still 2 sets of tires left for Crafton to take. He knows he will have to pit one more time for the end of the race, but he's going to save that 2nd set There's still a lot of trucks on the lead lap. Very few are a lap down. Green flag in the air. We're back underway here in the final stage of the race. Just 57 laps to go. Crafton 3 wide to the bottom with another great restart. Will Chastain be able to pull to the bottom in front of him? And he does. Good move by Ross Chastain. He's able to block Crafton on the bottom. But Crafton still got a big run. Oh boy, he got loose off of turn 2. Turned straight to the infield. He has to come back up the track, and he's still side by side for the lead. Like he's got a whole other gear in that race truck on the restart. I don't even know how he maintained up there with Chastain. They're still side by side for the lead off of turn 4. At the line, Crafton leads the lap by inches. Crafton still on the bottom. Chastain all the way on the top side. Oh, Crafton got a little loose off of turn 2. He's trying to side draft the 40 truck, but now has to fall in line behind him. Chastain's got the clean air. Crafton on the bottom through 3 and 4. Sends it up the racetrack. Trying to clear the 40. Puts him in the wall. Oh, man, a little too aggressive too early. They're 3 wide for the lead all of a sudden, and Johnny Sauter is in the lead. What a move by Sauter going up the middle. The mistake by Crafton trying to clear Chastain. Chastain is going to get him back by putting the bumper to him in turns 1 and 2. It loosens him up, and Crafton goes around. Big wreck off of turn 2. Chastain turns Crafton payback, and it takes out about half the field. Oh, a disaster here at Homestead. With 55 laps to go, our 4th caution of the race. Welcome back, Garrett. A major crash headlining Matt Crafton and Chastain involved in the accident. And of course, for Chastain, he hit the wall hard there. And not only that, but he has the fastest truck in the field, and now it's severely damaged. And they both lost all that track position on top of it. Retaliation effort there by Chastain through the center of the corner. After Crafton had put him in the wall of the corner before that, trying to clear him. 51 laps to go. We'll have another restart. Much like the Atlanta race yesterday. Very, very aggressive, to say the least, on the late race restarts. But we'll see what will happen here off of turn 3. I mean, Crafton was in the preferred lane on the inside, and look at the run he's got. 3 wide into the corner for 2nd place into turn 3. I mean, Crafton just gets incredible restarts, and they're 4 wide almost now. Crafton gets loose up the track. He's in the wall again, and he saves it. No, around he goes into his teammate Enfinger. Crafton spins to the inside of the track. We somehow stay green, and all the track positions lost by Crafton. Surprised that there wasn't a caution there, and that 88 truck is beat up right now very badly. Back to 24th, last on the lead lap. I'm surprised his teammate Enfinger was able to save it after spinning up the track off of turn 4. Well, Crafton spun out the track into Enfinger, who got loose down the straightaway, but didn't loop it all the way around like Crafton did. And Crafton did a great job keeping it off the wall. Did about as good of a job as he has, and the damage to the race truck is definitely upsetting the handling, that is for certain. And Crafton's just going to bring it down to pit road this time. 45 miles an hour is the pit road speed limit. Late dive to pit road, but he does back it down on speed in time. 5 seconds of damage, so he can repair it. Obviously terrible to pit under green this early in the run, but it might work out if we stay green to the end of the race, and now we get a caution. And that actually plays out even better for Crafton. Caution is out while he's on pit road. He can service a truck for fresh tires here, though he can't make an adjustment, unfortunately. But he can service the race truck, and he'll be the leader when we go green. Boy, how things have changed, and what a crazy turn of events for Crafton. Just like that, he's back into it with the timely caution. Our third caution of the stage. Our third caution in 12 laps, might I add. 48 to go. And it's our sixth of the race. Sorry, fifth of the race. Fifth of the race. For incident, that is. Tate Fogelman, Tyler Hill, looks like they took fuel only. That's an interesting call. They might have pitted under the last yellow, and that might be why they went fuel only. Green flag back in the air. Crafton leads the field to the green. 44 laps to go. And again, don't forget about the fastest truck in the field all night, Ross Chastain. Already has had a feud with Crafton tonight. Great restart by Crafton. Those two slower trucks are behind him of Tyler Hill and Fogelman. And that's costing Johnny Sauter. John Hunter Nemechek plenty of time back there. This is going to be good for Crafton, especially with him having the clean air. As Fogelman, Hill try to battle for that track position. Sauter's going to get to the outside of Tate Fogelman, but they're well over half a second off the lead now. So again, this is really good for Crafton, but now Sauter's already up to second. He is cleared. He's going to try to run down his teammate for the lead. That 13 truck sticking to the track a lot better than the 88, that is for certain. 42 laps to go. Right on the border of fuel the rest of the way. For all these drivers, they look to be about 4 to 5 laps to the good. Crafton slides up off of turn 2. Sauter all the way to the inside. Boy, he undercut that corner quite a bit. Side by side for the lead into turn 3. Crafton's just got nothing for him. He tried to cross him back over, but Sauter's just too fast. Johnny Sauter to the lead with 41 laps to go, and Crafton does have one set of tires left. So if we get another caution and we have enough laps, he might end up hitting pit road again to take the 4 fresh Goodyears. Remember, he won Vegas on a strategy race. Atlanta, he just flat out had the fastest truck and won the race, but we've seen him win one strategy race this year. Can he win a second? And that would be 3 wins in the first 4 races if Crafton could somehow get it done today. Nemechek is looking desperately to try and pass Crafton with 40 laps to go. The sooner he passes him, the more of a shot he's got to get up to Sauter, but he's wasting way too much time right now. Maybe Crafton's truck could kick in on the longer run and catch Johnny Sauter. We don't know. We haven't had a long run since all the way through stage 2 when we went caution-free in the second stage. Sauter had a completely different setup though at that time, and it's probably the slowest he had been all night. Well, Stuart Friesen to the bottom, 3 wide for about 4th place back there. Crafton's doing everything he can right now to hold back Nemechek. How about Stuart Friesen? Oh boy, he about turned Crafton. He got right on his back bumper. Off of turn 4. Oh, and Friesen just shoves Crafton in that middle lane, and now Austin Hill's all over him. Crafton's holding these guys up. There's not really anything he could do. He's got to battle him hard, and they're 3 wide for second. Crafton's just doing his job as a race car driver right now, just trying to get the best finish possible for his team, and his team is Thor Motorsports. Friesen, Nemechek side by side for second meanwhile. Might keep Crafton in the game to get up there and maybe challenge him right back. Crafton's just waiting for that race truck to come in on the longer run. Freezing up to second. He's just cleared Nemechek now. See if Nemechek might be able to cross him over. I'm not sure. Crafton's actually going to get under him now through turns 1 and 2 for third place as he washes up the track. Here comes Austin Hill on the bottom. Crafton got loose. He somehow kept it off the 8 truck. That was a great job as they merged down the back straightaway. And Nemechek back down to the bottom, as well as Crafton. Anderson going to get underneath Austin Hill now. And that 88 truck's just sliding around so much. They're 3 wide again off of turn number 4 that time. Hill with a great move up the middle. Underneath of Crafton, but to the outside of Jordan Anderson. James Smith just about turned Crafton off of turn 2. $100 laps complete, just 34 laps to go already here tonight at Homestead. That rear bumper damage is just really upsetting this 88 truck. I mean, he's just hoping for a caution at this point so he can put tires on the race truck and get back out there. It's about the only thing he's going to have for these guys. As far as being able to win the race, he's had a top 10 truck all night, but season Crafton's had in the early going, he doesn't want to settle for just an ordinary top 10. Again, job as a race car driver, get the best possible finish. Worst case scenario, that would be him to finish inside the top 10, but he's starting to run Jordan Anderson back down here. I mean, if he can find speed in the race truck on the long runs, can't count him out by any means. Anderson goes to the outside, Crafton on the inside through turns 3 and 4. Going to try to slide up. Big slide job maneuver there, but he couldn't get around him. He almost put it in the wall, too. You can still see Johnny Sauter way out there. We still have had no sign of Chastain for a while yet. Ross Chastain's in 8th place, but boy, with the damage that he received. Although he's got it repaired now, he had to have assumed he hit the wall hard enough, he knocked a lot of speed out of it. Crafton on the bottom, Anderson on the top. Returns 3 and 4 as they are side by side for the 5th position here on the racetrack. Side by side behind as well. Chastain is cutting through the field once again. As he hustles to the outside of Moffitt, he's going to try to make quick work of Crafton and Anderson. Although he's feuded with Crafton, he already paid him back, and I think he's focused on trying to catch Sauter for the lead, and he's got to get around these two, but with them being side by side, it's going to make it a lot harder. Crafton's slowly getting faster as this run carries on. You get a caution, things could go the right way, and Chastain's just going to slide right back underneath of the 88 truck there, and well, I guess he couldn't clear him yet. Crafton's side drafting him right back. 40 and the 88 will just not let each other race tonight. Not without racing each other hard. We know Chastain's been known for racing aggressively. Crafton, on the other hand, not as much, but Austin Hill can't quite clear Nemechek up there. They're still side by side for second, just 28 to go now. The laps keep clicking away, and Sauter hasn't had to deal with lap traffic yet on this run. Keywords, yet. But they are coming up ahead here in the next couple laps. Crafton currently is about 4.5 seconds behind Sauter, the race leader, so And Crafton's getting a little quicker on the longer run here, but again, it's just not where he needs it to be to compete for the win. Unless we get a late race restart, which again isn't impossible. About halfway through the tire run with 27 to go now. How much will lap traffic become a factor for all these guys trying to battle each other as well? Haven't had to deal with it much tonight. Being the only time at this racetrack this season as well, it could definitely play a factor also. By the way, Moffitt got around Anderson for 7th a couple laps ago, and he's slowly catching up to Crafton for 6th. Crafton's going to have to keep an eye on Moffitt for the rest of the race. MNJ, welcome to the stream. Crafton is digging right now. He's trying to. Truck's just not going anywhere. Not going forward or backwards. I mean, he's still 4.5 seconds off the lead. The interval with the race leader hasn't changed. Although Chastain's pulling away from him. Ross Chastain's also got the fastest truck in the field. He's trying to come from behind. He's gotten up to 5th. If he gets a late race yellow himself, he might have a shot. He'd be in that inside lane currently if he got it. I'm sure everybody that isn't the race leader, Johnny Sauter, right now is hoping for a caution, get a chance, a good chance to get back at him. That battle for second intensifying out there, and they are just now catching the lap traffic. Three truck battle rather for 7th between Crafton, Moffitt, and Anderson as well. Weird, Anderson at the very beginning of the run was faster than Crafton. Crafton ran him back down. They're falling about a second behind him. Pulled about a second ahead of Anderson. Now Anderson's starting to run him back in, so not sure if Crafton's just not hitting his mark, so the race truck's starting to falter later into the run as the tires heat up and fall off more and more. Handling the truck doesn't really look much different. He does have a little bit of rear bumper damage, a little more drag. Maybe loosening the race truck up a little too much. A corner exit with the damage. Rear tires might not be grabbing as much, and now Nemechek caught behind a lap truck. This could give Crafton a shot at 5th here before long. Oh yeah, definitely. Spencer Boyd really holding up Nemechek on the outside, and Crafton will move up to 5th. Still 5 seconds off the lead now, so he's losing time to Sauter all of a sudden. And by the way, Ross Chastain's up to 3rd, knocking on the doorstep of Austin Hill for 2nd. But he's still got about 3 seconds ahead of where he's running currently just to catch up to the race leader. Not impossible, but it's going to be tough for Ross Chastain, that is for certain. He's got to get around Hill first. He's going to want a shot to get up to the race leader. Traffic definitely playing a factor. Brett Moffitt even passed Nemechek for 6th, by the way, and he's trying to run Crafton down for a top 5 position late in the race. Man, Nemechek really struggling. And now Nemechek's about to lose another spot to Jordan Anderson. Nemechek not having his way with the lap traffic at all. 20 to go. About 3.5 laps to the good on fuel. Everybody pitted under the last caution. We haven't had a full fuel run today. What will the tires look like over the course of the run? It looks like Crafton might not be able to make it to the end of the race with his tires. It's too late in the run to start saving now, especially as he's trying to run down the guys ahead of him. Mike Harmon with 74 there. Crafton had to go to the middle with Harmon on the bottom. Crafton's been running that bottom all night. It just seems to be a little too slow on the top. And a lot of these other trucks have gotten the top side to work. It is a multi-groove racetrack, that is for certain. Crafton himself just hasn't been able to run the top tonight. Too much perfection at all. More imperfection than anything else. Seems like Crafton slowly but surely starting to run Stuart Friesen down as well. 16 to go, but that right front's down to 20% tire wear, and it doesn't have much wear left on it. He's going to need a caution before the end of this thing. He got a timely caution the last time we had a yellow. Will that happen again here? Or we just end up running the last 45 laps under green to the end of the race. That could definitely happen too. Nemechek's worked his way back up to 6, but he's about 2.5 seconds behind Crafton. So interval-wise, he's lost a lot of time since Crafton got around him. But we'll see if he can run him back down. And Crafton will have to pit before the end of the race, and you wonder if anybody else will also. Crafton staying on as long as he can right now, though. Just in case that caution flies, because otherwise he could get caught a lap down and have a way worse than a 5th place finish by the end of this. And he is definitely deserving of a top 10 at least. If not top 5 where he's running right now. Oh, he definitely overran turns 3 and 4 there. That's not going to help. Really having to desperately try to turn that racetrack. By the way, Chastain's been in 2nd at least for a while right now. Not sure if he's actually caught Johnny Sauter. I don't think he has. It's like there's at least 2 lap trucks in front of him still. Unfortunately. Probably a couple seconds as well. And that's unfortunate for a guy who had the fastest truck in the field tonight. Won the first 2 stages. Now Crafton could still get a caution and be in that free pass position, but that is likely not going to happen. Even if he took right sides only to try to quicken a green flag pit stop, I think he's still going to lose a lap. He's already 6.5 seconds off the lead as it is. 45 miles an hour would be the pit road speed limit, although it's not a long pit road. That's still going to cost him nearly a lap. Then that would give him only right sides the rest of the race as well. Definitely going to get interesting here. He's going to try to stay out one more lap beyond this point in which he's running right now. Not nursing it yet, but he will if he has to. 10 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway tonight. The Gander Outdoor Truck Series. 5 cautions so far, 3 of them in this final stage alone. Will we see another? Everybody outside of the leader, Johnny Sauter, is sure hoping so. Crafton will have to come to pit road this time. It'll be a 4-tire pit stop.
You're gonna blow a tire, dude.
Timed it out perfect the last time he came to pit road and got a caution. We'll see if that'll happen again here. 10% of tape will be added to the race truck and no further adjustments here. Just trying to get that truck back on the racetrack, and it will be half can only just to be safe. Not top off on fuel, but just to make sure he's safe. Crafton's not going to bail himself out with a caution this time. 15.3 second stop on pit road, and we'll see if everybody else can make it on fuel and tires the rest of the way. And Crafton was about 3 laps to the good on fuel, had to pit because of tires. And as he's getting up to speed off of turn 2, now he can come back up the racetrack without it being a blend line violation, but is well more than a lap down. I don't think 2 tires is going to keep him on the lead lap. He's got to be about a third of the track behind the leader still. 3 wide getting up to speed here. So he gets back down to the bottom. And that's unfortunate that he is in 24th in this predicament. And not even in the free pass position. He's got the freshest tires in the field. Now he's hoping it stays green to the end of the race, but he's hoping everybody can, or I should say will have to stop by the end. That's going to gain him some time. He can make 6.5 seconds up by pitting early. And then everybody would likely take fuel, maybe right side tires only. They did have to pit before the end of the race, so we'll see. See how far away he's pulling away from the 10th and 11th place trucks already. Remember, he was 8th in stage 2. So we know he's not quite that much faster than those guys. The tires are definitely playing a difference here. Just 5 laps to go, though, with him being a lap down. That's going to be a very tough break for Crafton if everybody else can make it to the end and he couldn't. In a race in which looked like he was going to get a top 5 and finish 5th. Looks like he's going to finish outside the top 20 spots and finish, looks to be 24th right now. He should be able to get by Jennifer Jo Cobb by the end of the race. We're at that point now. If a caution comes out, we go to overtime. So we run past the scheduled distance, then you really got to be considering these guys might have to pit for fuel. And will there be some guys that take fuel only, some guys that take tires that go along with it if they do end up all deciding to pit? So Crafton's going to get around Cobb for 23rd eventually here, but I think that's going to be it. I don't think he's going to catch Tanner Gray. He's still about 4.5 seconds behind him. A couple trucks in between Cobb and Gray also. Crafton up to 23rd. Again, not the free pass position. Tyler Hill in 21st, by the way, also. And remember, Tyler Hill did not take tires under that last caution. Neither did Fogelman. They both took fuel only. 2 to go. Moment of truth if we're going to get that caution or not, or we're going to get to that white flag signifying the next flag would end the race, whether it would be the yellow or the checker. Definitely got there. White flag's already in the air. Final lap of the race here at Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll go the last 44 laps to the end under green. In the second longest green flag run of the race behind that 60 to 65 lap green flag run we had there. If you don't count the stage breaks, that is. And caution's actually out on the last lap, so the race is over. That will be the 6th caution of the race, but it will end it as he comes in conclusion to the checker flag, unfortunately. So checker flag will wave after the caution flies. Johnny Sauter will get his first win of the season. Ross Chastain, who won stages 1 and 2, will finish in 2nd, followed by Austin Hill 3rd, Stuart Friesen in 4th, John Hunter Nemechek 5th. Moffitt, Anderson, Smith, Eckes, and Gilliland round out the top 10. 14 drivers finished on the lead lap here tonight. And again, we brought it home with Matt Crafton in 23rd. for today's race. The only DNFs, Josh Reum, Angela Ruck, and somebody else who crashed out on the last lap of the race and did not make it back to the checker. So Crafton still has the points lead. 2 wins versus Sauter, who jumps up to second in points, has the 1. And your 2 stage wins tonight go to Chastain, grabbing a couple playoff points if he makes it later in the year. And don't forget your Daytona winner, Clay Greenfield, but he's already outside the top 20, and being a backmarker truck, I don't see him getting in the top 20, so that win might not count for a playoff spot. If he can't get in the top 20, it will not. So as of right now, 2 drivers are locked in to the playoffs. Still 8 spots remain, and we still got a long ways to go yet. We still have 12 races before the postseason. 32.6 flat and 60 laps led tonight for Ross Chastain. That was the fastest lap of the race and the most laps led in tonight's race. Very unfortunate. He won the first 2 stages but finished second in the race. A little bit of commotion there at the beginning of the final stage with Matt Crafton. They got into one another not once but twice. Crafton's fault the first time, Chastain's the second. Maybe a little retaliation, but either way, one thing led to another, and he was not able to come from the back to the front. He needed a caution late. We went 44 laps to the green at the end. He did not need that coming from the back. Goes to show he had the speed that he got up to second, though. That's going to be it here for tonight for the Ford EcoBoost 200 on NASCAR Heat 5. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button down below for more full race live streams with a real broadcast as you've seen tonight here, starting out my broadcasting career, of course. So support me there, and also I will see you guys tomorrow. We will run Atlanta for certain with the Xfinity Series, so that should be a lot of fun. We've had some good races at Atlanta for the Truck and the Cup Series over the last week, about a half a week to a week or so. So stay tuned for that one. Start time for that will be right around 8 o'clock, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, somewhere in between those 2 times. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.